It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We got something new from Chris Webby, and I feel like this is going to be some shit that I'm going to enjoy. First of all, on the screen, I see Shadow Ban Prison. So I already know we talking about some things. That's right off the bat. And it's called Back on My BS. And I feel like I saw a tweet where he said he might upset some people. So, you know, as soon as I saw all that, we definitely got to dive in because there's probably going to be some discussions to be had. Make sure you guys join in the comments down below. If you're new here, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. Let's get into this. Let's see what that man Webby was cooking with.
You know, nowadays, people find one thing you said 8, 9, 10 years ago, bring it back up now and cancel your whole fucking career over it. So
Yo, this is such a crazy topic because I actually spoke on this when I was talking about the potential behind Usher deleting his tweets, which apparently they're still there. And that's a whole nother video, but I do have a video talking about that on my main channel, Duane TV. Link is down below if you guys are interested. But I brought up something in that I actually did when I started to grow on YouTube in like 2019, 2020. Is at the time I had a different Twitter, which I felt got shadow banned, and like an idiot, I deleted it. I should have just deactivated it or just stopped using it. But I have a new Twitter now. Regardless, when I had that Twitter was from 2012. And back then, I used to say some wild shit. Like I would watch this comedian called Corey Holcomb who had a lot of jokes about women, which don't get me wrong, I love women. I don't feel any type of way towards them, but he had some dark jokes and some of them I thought were funny. And I felt like it was funny to post them on social media and just see what people would say because I would just put the text. So they would have no idea it's a joke. It'd just be me saying like one of the one-liners or some shit from his joke, the punchline, whatever it was. And so I feel like if people went back and found that shit, they would have been like, yo, that was Duane on, bro. We got to cancel it. Like I thought about this ahead of time. So I went back, I deleted that. I literally went back and searched for any words like the F word. When I say F word, I mean F-U-C-K. I just don't want to say it out because I'll get ad suitable flagged and stuff like that. But I got rid of swear word, anything possible where I was talking shit to people, anything I could find, I got rid of it. Because I was like, yo, people are going to go back and see something at a time when it was acceptable or the joke was funny or the dark humor was cool. And then they're going to pull it up all these years later and be like, yo, we've got to get rid of him. So I totally feel him on this. And I feel like it's sad that that's where we are in life right now, where something someone says in 2012, where everyone laughed about it then, retweeted it, thought it was hilarious. But now we're like, well, sorry, bro, but you got to get canceled now. That shit is so goofy to me.
let me make it easy for you.
It's going to be a long video.
And just say it all right now. My pronouns are fuck you and suck my dick. Unglued, I punch through and bust my clip.
Hey, yo, I feel him on that. Listen, hey, I'm from New York, so the SMD shit, that's my go-to. That's my go-to. So that would have to be one of my pronouns, without a doubt. I'm not going to get too deep into it. The pronoun thing is weird. Again, I mean, there's a lot of things that I have my own thoughts on, but as far as like if you're an adult, you want to make a change, do whatever makes you happy. I don't care. It doesn't affect my life. But the pronoun thing is a little bit fishy. It's one thing for someone to be like, well, I want to be a she. I got questions, but you're not affecting my life. Do what you want to do. But then we start to get to the like they, them, z, them, v, them. And I'm like, we just making shit up now. We at this point, we're just making shit up. Like, so then I could be anything, right? Like, I'm not with it. I'm just not with it. It seems weird.
Pronouns are fuck you and suck my dick. Unglued, I punch through and bust my clip. I'm a feminist worst enemy running my lip. Now get back in the kitchen, you fucking uptight bitch. As far as gender roles go, maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm just sick of women's marches blocking the road. Sick of a culture where a bitch will think looks alone is enough to walk around like the whole world owes them.
Bro, this is going to be a long video. I do not like when protests block the road. I get that people are like, we've got to make something happen. And so we've got to bring attention to ourselves. But you don't know what you're blocking. Like you could be blocking someone from trying to get to work to feed their family. And they might even be on the side of your protest. But they just don't have the time to come out there and show it because they've got to go to work. You know, and so you're blocking them. You could be blocking an ambulance that's trying to get through, or a person that's trying to bring someone to the hospital for a serious reason. Like someone's trying to get home because something happened. Like there are so many different potential things that you could be blocking somebody from, and you don't care because all that matters is your cause right now that you're trying to fight for. And I get it that cause is important, but other things in life are also important. Like they're mutually exclusive. One thing doesn't have to matter at a time. Multiple things can matter. So just get the fuck out the road. Stop blocking us. But then he goes on to talk about how women feel like their looks alone allow them to just like they're a goddess. And I think that social media most specifically Instagram and stuff has really pushed that narrative because women get so much attention now. Someone who may only get talked to once a week, like, right? Because it just depended on if you're in an area where guys wanted to approach you. But like now all of a sudden you're on Instagram, 100 messages a day. People just literally asking you to shit on their chest. Like it's what like the amount of shit that women get on, it's crazy to me. Now they also get a lot of hate, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them are getting so much like love and adoration and oh my god, you're perfect and I want you so bad that they like it goes to the head of a lot of people that are just not equipped for that, and they start to go through life like they're the greatest thing that ever existed.
Gender roles go, maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm just sick of women's marches blocking the road. Sick of a culture where a bitch will think looks alone is enough to walk around like the whole world owes them. And in my opinion, ladies, yo, we both got a place in the way that the world works. Since we all were just apes, and when you need us to protect you, man will shoulder the weight. And if he doesn't, he's a pussy, which I know is the case. With a lot of these little Gen Z arrogant jerks who got so many MMR shots, they brains don't work. And they've been saying for years that autism's on the rise. No shit, it's right in front of our eyes. And yeah, I know that I'm an old head now. I'm grown and graduated. I made it just in time to be considered outdated to a younger generation who didn't grow up saying Jew jokes and words like faggot when they were playing. So now I'm just a bigot for the culture I was raised in back.
Yo, and honestly, he's not wrong. When it comes to that F word, like that was something that we used as kids. I'm not going to sit here and lie. And it wasn't even meant in the way that people use it now to be like really negative towards people that are gay or try to attack them. And like, it, I mean, I guess it had that connotation back then, but we didn't use it that way. Like me and my group of friends to this day, none of us are gay, right? But that we would call each other that. It wasn't like we just ran around calling anybody that and just trying to look for someone who's gay to go and attack them. Never was the case. It's just to us, it was no different than being like, yo, quit being stupid. Quit being you know what I mean? Like that was just how we used it. Like it wasn't, we didn't think of it like we were trying to push this narrative of negativity and trying to make some people feel horrible and make groups feel like ostracized or whatever term you want to use. It just wasn't that, you know what I mean? But nowadays, if something pops up that you have used it in the past, canceled, we got to get you out of here. It's like, that's just so crazy. Like we get the times have changed. And so I don't use the word anymore. I'm not going to try to offend people because that's not my goal. That was never my goal. But back then, I can't take back what happened when it wasn't meant in that way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it seems stupid.
In the days when Chinese just meant Asian and people were too busy.
Yo, when Chinese just meant Asian, yo. That's wild. It did. I feel like it as a kid, it felt like that.
For the culture I was raised in back in the days when Chinese just meant Asian and people were too busy to just sit around complaining. So why the whole world keep changing? Spread the word. Webby's back up on that bullshit again. If you're a pussy, I suggest you run and hide. And go tell your friends. Webby's back up on that bullshit again. And this time
Steve
I
Webby.
think I've truly lost my mind.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm the generation that I grow up with an iPad, so I think it's silly what these kids identify as. Still make jokes anytime I see a pride flag. Never out of hate, it's just funny to me. My bad. Is it a trans man or a cross-dressing man who's physically achieving the things that only a man can? Then demanding that I be calling a ma'am, and shit is out of hand, but damn trans ma'am. I'm just a dumb cis man, but at least I'm trying to fucking understand. But it seems that I've been passed by the society that I'm in, walking around looking confused at things like Biden. Wait, let me not
Yo, yeah, there's a lot of things when it comes to this. I'm not going to go too deep in on it because like I said, if someone's over 18, you want to make a choice in your life, you go for it. But my thought process and my understanding was always that it was gender dysphoria, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's the right term of why people decided that they should have been a female or a female decides that they should have been a male. But the amount of people that deal with it nowadays versus the percentage that was available just like a decade ago, it was like 0.05% of the population. Now it feels like it's like 0.5, if not 5% of the population. And the spike just doesn't make sense to me. Like I get that some people are like, well, now they feel comfortable being able to come forward with it. And I get that that's probably the case for some people, but I feel like the spike and the rise being so crazy high, it's not just people dealing with that, but it's also other people that are just lost in life. Maybe they don't know what to do. They don't know who they are. They've not found themselves properly. And so they're just like, well, maybe this is what I'm meant to do. And so they just change. It's almost like a low key version of mass hysteria, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that's everybody. I do feel like there are people that actually deal with that issue and they want to change. And like I said, it doesn't affect me if you're an adult. Do what you want to do as an adult. No different than like if I see some dude walking down the street with some girl that I think is absolutely hideous for whatever reason. I'm not gonna sit here and judge him because that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you do what you want to do with your life as an adult. But like I still have questions and I feel like I'm not allowed to ask those questions. I'm not allowed to try to look at stats and try to understand it better. I'm just supposed to just wipe all of that away and just be like, I support. And that is what really is weird to me. Like I feel like trying to understand and ask questions and get a grasp on it should be what is accepted. That should be something that they want people to do. So we know instead of just being like, well, don't worry about all that. Just support us. I don't agree with that.
Anytime I see a pride flag, never out of hate, it's just funny to me. My bad. Is it a trans man or a cross-dressing man who's physically achieving the things that only a man can? Then demanding that I be calling a man and shit is out of hand, but damn trans man, I'm just a
I do like that though. Is it a trans man or a cross-dressing man? I can't, yo.
dumb cis man, but at least I'm trying to fucking understand. But it seems that I've been passed by the society that I'm in, walking around looking confused at things like Biden. Wait, let me not compare myself to a pedophile, though I do buy coke from his son once in a while. He be putting in his orders to an Al-Qaeda supporter who just walks right over the fucking border about a mile. Hunter did the whole pile, I just did a couple bumps, then he bought a couple kids and he threw them in the trunk. Wait, fuck, I am so not down with this kind of stuff. And that's how I kill myself when the Clinton showed up. Yeah, I'ma talk shit in a world gone stupid, taking ivermectin while the world got boosted, trying to hold ground while the world's uprooted, speaking up till the world mutes it. Spread the word, Webby's back up on that bullshit again. If you're a pussy, I suggest you run and hide.
It's the same with people that decide that they're furries. I'm not judging you. I look, there's some funny shit about it. I'm not gonna lie to you, and there might be some jokes made here and there, but it's not in like a disrespectful way. It's just different. But I'm gonna let you live your life because you do what you want to do.
And go tell your friends, Webby's back up on that bullshit again. And this time I think I've truly lost my mind.
You're all a bunch of pussies.
Ever since I said I'm voting Trump, I've been a bad guy too. A group of fans I didn't even know I had to lose. And since you're leaving, let me read you one last haiku. Yo, guess what? I voted for him last time too. But you used to hate Trump. How dare you change your opinion? How dare you grow as a person? How dare you say something different than the stuff you used to say? How dare you consider switching? I loved you when I agreed. Now I hate you just for existing. Hate you for this, that, and I hate you for living. I'll comment every time you post, and I'll say that you're grifting and hate women. You're a racist and a shameful depiction, a white privilege, a supremacist, a rapist, a villain, a fucking Nazi. Basically, he murdered the Jews. He dog whistles, gaslights are the words that I use. I don't quite know what they mean, but I heard them on the news. What I'm trying to say is, Webby, fuck you! Fuck you, bitch, I'm still the same Webby. I'm still in Connecticut. I'm still donating every year to save the elephants. Still say thank you for your service to the veterans, and still fuck your mom every Thursday when I'm in town.
Let's go. I wish I had on my shirt. Your mom's isn't safe. I wish I had my shirt on. Shout out to Webby. Yo, listen, what he said here though is real though, because like he's pointing out that people are going to hate on him for saying that he didn't like Trump in the past, but now it's like, why does he not? And it's like, yo, because you grow, you learn, and you figure out what makes sense to you, and then you kind of go down that path. Like when it comes to myself and my family, I wouldn't say that I'm a Republican. I wouldn't say that I just go with what makes logical sense. And I've actually never voted, so I don't know that I even will. But as far as like, let's just say my family, growing up, I remember my family being Democrat, 100% Democrat across the board. I can remember when there was the Al Gore versus Bush election. I'm pretty sure everybody wanted Al Gore. Like my whole family was on that side of things. Obviously, times have changed. Now it seems like my family is more so leaning towards voting for Trump. Not all of them are like the biggest fan of him, but they're less of a fan of the other side. And they're like, well, if these are the only, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't get, like the options aren't the greatest in general. Let's just be honest. That's just my opinion. But it's like my family didn't suddenly up and just be like, you know what? We're a Republican. It's just that a lot of the values that they held that seemed to have been Democrat back in the day, now all of a sudden are considered the right side. And it's just weird. Like it's more like the goalposts have changed than the people themselves. So I don't know. It's just we're in a really wild time right now.
And I hate you for living. I'll comment every time you post, and I'll say that you're grifting and hate women. You're a racist and a shameful depiction, a white privilege, a supremacist, a rapist, a villain, a fucking Nazi. Basically, he murdered the Jews. He dog whistles, gaslights are the words that I use. I don't quite know what they mean, but I heard them on the news. What I'm trying to say is, Webby, fuck you. Fuck
I like that. I don't quite know what these words mean, but I heard them on the news. That's, yo, this right here is probably the realest part of this whole track, to be honest with you.
hate women. You're a racist and a shameful depiction, a white privilege, a supremacist, a rapist, a villain, a fucking Nazi. Basically, he murdered the Jews. He dog whistles, gaslights are the words that I use. I don't quite know what they mean, but I heard them on the news. What I'm trying to say is, Webby, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch, I'm still the same Webby. I'm still in Connecticut. I'm still donating every year to save the elephants. Still say thank you for your service to the veterans, and still fuck your mom every Thursday when I'm in town. I bust that bitch down. Didn't like me then? Well, how you like me now? Cause bitch, I'm a pro. I don't need a pronoun. So from right now till I'm in the ground, go and spread the word. Webby's back up on that bullshit again. If you're a pussy, I suggest you run and hide. And go tell your friends. Webby's back up on.
Hell yeah, this man got a whole room filled with, first of all, The Sopranos. I know he's a huge Sopranos fan, so that's not a surprise. Sopranos was a dope show. But he got all the turtles up on his wall here. He got the, yo, that's a fire room. I ain't even gonna play with you. That shit dope.
And go tell your friends. Webby's back up on that bullshit
Bunch of faggots.
And this time I think I've truly lost my mind. And now I'm back on my bullshit.
Webby's back, motherfucker.
Webby's back, motherfucker. Yeah, I like this. Yo, this shit was dope. This was a long video, 16 minutes. I talked so much in the beginning. He didn't even start rapping, and I was already going off on tangents. But it's just one of those type of videos where there's a lot of shit to talk about. I like to have discussions. To me, this is my favorite stuff to react to because there's so much to talk about. There's so many things and topics in life that just need to be addressed at times. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Webby. I'm live pretty much every single day on Twitch, twitch.tv/DuaneTV. Link is down below. We talk about a lot of stuff like these topics, to be honest with you. We talk about a lot. It's not like a political stream or anything, but we do talk about these topics. We'll watch funny shit. We'll watch dumb shit. We'll game every once in a while. We do music reactions on Friday. You guys should stop in sometime. Take it easy. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one, homies.